Hi everybody and welcome to Beautiful Blues, a collaboration with Mandy from Sunflowers Indoors and Terry, that's me, from Sweet Pea Papers, Junk Journals, and also I have the Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group and the Junk Journal and Papercrafts Facebook group. I have my own empire on Facebook. This is going to be 4 weeks of creating weekly inspirational videos to help get you going. We're going to have weekly giveaways, not one at the end of the month. We're going to have one every week, and it starts on the 3rd of March of 2025. Now, I'm going to go through some stuff with you since this is the first video, and then this is going to be the longest video as well as far as crafting is concerned. I'm pretty sure. So first, let's look at the freebies for this week. Now, these are going to be the freebies from both Sunflowers Indoors, Junk Journal Fix with Sunflowers Indoors, and from the Sweet Pea Papers Junk Journals Facebook group. Those are the only two groups, because we're the sponsors, that you can get the freebies from. You can enter, and all of this is going to be in the event for every week, and all of it's also going to be, or a bunch of it's going to be under the video as well. Okay, but I just need to go over it with you so there's no questions, and then next week and the week after and the week after that, then I'll just say to refer to the event after I do my little bitty beginning spiel. Okay, so first let's look at the freebies, and this is the combo freebies from both groups. So you have this paper of ephemera, and I'm going to talk to you about printing it in just a second. Those of you who watched me, I have my hand warmers on because I'm not crafting in this video yet, know that I give the little explanation on how to print the different sizes on different in different places, but so we'll do that. So this is the ephemera page 1, and I've printed on the back already, and these papers are from the kit. This is ephemera page 2. Aren't these beautiful? Look at the beautiful blue butterflies and the beautiful ladies with the blue dresses. Beautiful blues. And I've printed this page twice on purpose, the purpose of which you will find out in this video. My fingers aren't working very well. My hands are cold. Then we have this page, so pretty. And I'll explain to you how to get the freebies in just a second. And we have this page. So you're getting a lot of freebies. Week 1, we give you a lot to work with. I love this page. It's one of my favorites. This page actually has writing lines on it. You could write on it with a black pen. And I put writing lines on the backs of all of these in case I was going to use it as a card. And then we have this final page. Isn't it pretty? They're all pretty. They're beautiful. They're beautiful blues. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the printing. You may have noticed, what happened to the corners of my papers? You know what? This page has lines in it. Oh, but it doesn't have lines on the part we're going to use. So I'm okay with that. Sorry about the phone. You know the phone's always on. Okay. So let me take one of these papers. Now you'll notice how large the border is on the top and the bottom. And that's because Mandy is in the UK. So all of the sizes are A4s. And that doesn't print out. It prints out differently in the US on the 8.5 by 11. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn off your fit to page, which stretches it out, and you'll lose part of your picture. And of course, you definitely cannot print borderless. If you do, you'll lose a whole bunch of the picture because it'll magnify it up to fill in the whole thing, and you'll lose from all around the borders. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Do both of these have? No, just this one. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the event with you because I'm very excited about it. I've never done an event this way before, and I think you're going to like it. I know it looks like a lot of stuff, but I'm going to go over it really quickly, and then we're going to go to a pause. And then when we come back, I'll have the ephemera and stuff cut out, and I may be using some pages from the kit as well. And we'll talk about the kit in just a minute. So, yeah, we're super excited to bring you this collaboration between Mandy at Junk Journal Fix with Sunflowers and Doors, and me, Terry, at Sweet Pea Papers Junk Journals. Now, the freebies are only available at Sweet Pea Papers and at Junk Journal Fix with Sunflowers and Doors. Okay, because we're the two sponsors, main sponsors. The other two Facebook groups are my Facebook groups, but they're not sponsors of the collaboration. I knew that word would come to me. So now there's going to be a new challenge every week over the next 4 weeks, and you can choose to play along and enter the giveaway or just play along for fun. So there will be weekly videos from Mandy and I to help inspire you. They can be found at the links below, and they're going to be below the video here, which are our two YouTube channels. Okay, the challenges will start on Mondays, and the week 1 challenge, which is this week, the prompt is to create a journal topper. That's why this one's going to be a little bit longer, or maybe a little bit, or maybe a lot longer. The dates are from the 3rd of March to the 7th of March 2025 to create your makes, pictures, or videos so that they're uploaded by the 8th at midnight UK time. Now, the UK, I'm in Seattle, so I'm on Pacific time, and the UK is, I believe, 8 hours ahead of me. So I would actually have to have mine done and uploaded and everything by 4 p.m. on the 8th. So make sure that you know what time you're at compared to Mandy so that you get your entries posted in the 4 Facebook groups that are part of the collaboration on time so that you get entered into the drawings for that week. All right, so we're going to be working with the Beautiful Blues kits, of course, or kit, of course. Now there's over 60 pages to the kit, plus all the freebies you're going to get. You're going to get freebies every week, different ones, some from Sweet Pea Papers and some from Junk Journal Fix with Sunflowers and Doors. I always forget the with. Junk Journal Fix with Sunflowers and Doors. Okay. And there's 4 folio pages, and you can purchase it at the Sunflowers and Doors Etsy shop. Remember, it's a UK shop. The link will be below the video, and it's also going to be, this whole thing right here is the event. So this whole thing is going to be in the event description. I'm just kind of going over it with you so that you hear it once. So there's going to be a 20% discount if you use the code BLUES20, and that's valid during March of 2025 only. We're also going to be adding some freebies. These are week 1's freebies to use alongside each weekly challenge, and these can be found in both the Junk Journal Fix with Sunflowers and Doors Facebook group and the Sweet Pea Papers Junk Journal Facebook group. I just said that. There's different freebies in each group, so be sure to check out both groups to get all of your freebies. Like I said, this is a mix. This is both together. Okay? So it's like 11 pages, maybe more, that you'll get for free if you go to both groups. Okay? If you're new to the Facebook groups, when you go to sign up, then make sure that you check off that you agree with the rules. Otherwise, you're going to get turned away and you won't get to enter. Usually, if I refuse your application to apply for the group, I usually put on there reapply and check off agree to group rules. I usually do that, but I don't know if I'll have time this time. Please make sure that you use either the kit papers or the freebies or both in your projects. Then, of course, you can add your own embellishments and laces and things like that. Now, for the giveaway info, if you participate in the challenges and post the hosting Facebook groups, you have a chance of winning a kit from Sunflowers and Doors Etsy shop. There'll be 3 winners from each group each week. Now, there's 4 groups. Remember, I have 3 and Mandy has 1. And so that's going to be a total of 12 kits up for grabs each week across all 4 Facebook groups. Each group, of course, is going to be responsible for tracking their entries and selecting the winners, which means I do 3 drawings. To enter the giveaway, you go to these 4 Facebook groups, which are the ones I mentioned: Junk Journal Fix with Sunflowers and Doors, Sweet Pea Papers Junk Journals, Junk Journal Tutorials and More, and Junk Journal and Paper Crafts. To enter the giveaway, you need to share photos or videos in the main group feeds, using the appropriate week's hashtag. Now, the hashtag for this week, which I forgot to tell you, is hashtag Beautiful Blues Week 1. You have to add week 1 on there. Okay? Sorry about that. I should have mentioned that before. So, you'll receive 1 entry into the giveaway per post per week per group. So if you create 3 items and post in all 4 of the groups, you'll have 12 entries into that week's events across all of the groups. The more you create, the more entries you get, and if you post in each of the Facebook groups, you have an increased chances of winning one of the 3 kits up for grabs each week. If you decide to purchase the kit and use that as part of your video, your makes for your video or your posts, whether you use the freebies or not, you will receive an additional giveaway entry for each post you upload. So what that means is, if you use the freebies and pages from the kit, then you get 2 entries for every post. If you use just the pages from the kit, you get 2 entries from the post. If you use just the freebies, then you get 1 entry for every post. Okay? Easy. Posts must be uploaded on or before that week's due date, and the winners will be picked on the following day and announced in the relevant Facebook group. Now, normally, I make you watch the video to find out the winners, but this time, we're going to post the winners in the Facebook group, so you have to go to the group to see if you've won. Each group. You have to go to each group. We're not going to post a list, whatever. So the winners will be able to pick any digital kit from Mandy's Etsy, Sunflowers and Doors. Now it's etsy.com/UK/shop/sunflowers and doors. Okay? The winner will have 1 week. So the next week's event, you have that long to claim your prize through Messenger with your choice of kits and an email address where the kits can be sent, or where the kit can be sent. Okay? So that's it. It's not that big of a deal. You enter by posting your pictures or videos in the 4 groups. You get your entries into the drawing, and then you win. Isn't that easy? And remember, the hashtag for this week is Beautiful Blues Week 1. And the dates are from the 3rd to the 8th. And the 8th is midnight UK time. Okay? So you got to know what your time is. Look it up on Google. Just Google it. Okay? So don't forget to pick up the Beautiful Blues kit. It's going to be 20% off for this month. And it includes 4 folio pages and 60 kit pages. Plus your freebies. Okay, I'm going to put you guys on pause. Well, really, I'm going to stop this video and then go cut out the ephemera and such. And then when we come back, we'll work on our journal topper. Okay? Alrighty, there's my arm pushing the stop button. Okay, we're back. Now, it's been 2 days. I got busy and sidetracked, and so now we're coming back. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a folio for the first part of the month's project at Sweet Pea Papers on YouTube, which is what you're watching now. So it's going to be a 6-part, maybe a 7-part tutorial, but we're going to make the topper for it today. So what we have to do first is we have to determine how big we need the top piece, even though we're not going to glue it on because we have to do other things before we can glue it on. So let's take one of the we have to determine how big we need the back one to be. So I've cut this paper out. This is the one that was the other half of this here that I had printed out twice. So I cut this one out with a border. I cut this one out without a border. And so that's what we're going to use on the top of the topper. And then we've got some chipboard, so we're going to put that in between and we're going to raise it up just a little bit. Okay, so let's set that aside for right now. My chipboard's all curved. And these are the other papers, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have enough to do the whole topper with just the free papers from this week. Here's the ephemera. We have definitely got enough ephemera. And, you know, what we could do I'm just thinking I was going to glue it on as a pocket, but we don't have to. Because we're not going to have a card or anything that would fit a pocket right there behind our top thing. Oh, this is going to be more than an hour probably, so you might want to pause it here and go get some coffee. And then come back. These are just scrap manila folders. You know what? The little ones have the printing on the inside. That's why I've been using the big ones. Let me get 2 big ones. And it doesn't matter for this project, it doesn't matter where the tabs are. So I'm going to use 2 center tabs. They don't seem to use those as much as the left and the right. So we need to figure out, what the actual folio size is going to be. So then we can calculate what we're going to make this littler front out of. Well, that won't work. I didn't cut enough off. Let me trim this down a little bit more. How can that be? I know I cut some off. I cut some off the top and the bottom, but not the left and the right. Okay, here we go. trim it down some more. I still wanted a little bit of a blue border. No, I cut some off the top and the bottom. I know I did. Alright, let's try that. Okay, that'll work. Where's our other piece? There it is. That's why they were paper clipped. Okay. So to make the front piece of the folio, we're going to have to take one of these to use it as a guide. Gosh, I love that picture too. You know, I printed this one out 2 more times because I couldn't find the paper. I forgot I had put it paper clipped to this behind me and set it aside so I wouldn't forget. So we're going to take, and using my measurement, which is my eyeballs, because I do want to do some stenciling. So we're going to need this much, plus we're going to need some to put our own tabs on, and that's another 1/2 inch, I believe. So let's give it another 1/2. Look, I broke my ruler out. So that's going to be how tall we're going to make it. Let's cut that. Now this is the main folio. Oh, I have to do the height first. I know that's not lined up, but we don't need it to for the height. I do need this to be... My ALEXA just answered for some reason. There's no tabs on the top, so we're just going to cut it straight across at that measurement, and that's going to give us this, okay, which I'm wondering, isn't quite tall enough to use for our flip out front. Stick it over here real quick. Well, let me put it right there. Get out my tab templates. And then I'm going to cut the width at our outer line. So we still have this to guide where we're going to put it. Then we need to, that's legal size tab. I want the Where's the one for the regular size folder? Huh. Because this makes such a long tab. Trying to see. Oh, it's folded in half. Trying to see if I've got one with a full tab on it. And I swear I thought that was legal size. I mean, I've got so many scraps you would not believe. But apparently nothing with the tab left on it. So I'm going to take someone and I'm going to sacrifice them. To make a tab template. Okay, so I'm just going to cut the tab off. AAA. On top of AARP. I'm not that old. Yes, I am. Is this template the same size? No, that's equal size. Oh, for goodness sake, who cares right now? Okay. So we want to make a tab on here. And so to do that, we're going to trace the tab off of our template. Oh, yeah, we are. All right. We take our scissors. Okay, and then we don't want the back side to stick out farther than the top. So we make a mark there. And then we cut it off there, and that makes it similar, not the same, but similar to a regular file folder. Now we'll round all the corners, but we're not going to do that now because we don't need to. What we need to do is take this, or did I decide it was too small? This will be fine. I think this bottom is cut a little crooked. I know it is. Alright, well they both say 1/4 inch. Okie dokie. So we're just going to leave the height. And then we're going to cut the width to where it's about even all the way around. And we're going to cut it off right there. Okay, so this is the size that we're going to put on the front. So now this is our folio, main folio, and we'll just set it aside. We don't need it anymore because we're just going to work with this. Now we're going to glue this on using the gusset, and that's where all those little bumps are across the back. Now we're going to need to ink this, but we're going to need to fold it at the furthest gusset out. Let me use the bone folder on it. Because this part right here is what's going to be glued to the top. So this is going to be the front. In other words, number 1. This will be 2, 3, and 4. Okay, 4 is going to be a little narrower when you paper it. So what we want to do, can we do it without putting it on the thing? Yes, we can. Okay. So let's ink it. I'm using Stormy Sky Oxide. It's one of my favorite colors. You know, should we round the corners of this? I think we should. Oh, is that going to give us enough room on the corners, though? No, I don't think so. What if we did the little bitty one? The little itty bitty one. Give us just a little itty bitty rounded corner. This is the 1/4 of an inch, not the half. That will give us a little tiny rounded corner without cutting way into the thing. Let's make sure. Yeah, we'll still have plenty of room. Okay. So we're going to ink this. And I love, love, love this color. It's a gray blue. I was going to use Uncharted Mariner, like I said, which is one of my favorite colors. It's very messy, like lumberjack plaid and whatchamacallit, black. You know how they just are messy? They get all over everything and your hands and everything else. Soot black. Yeah. No, I forgot to pick out the stencil that we're going to use on the folio. So now on this part where the gussets are, you're going to ink this side, then you're going to fold it up like this, and then you're going to ink this side, and you're going to do both sides of both. So you're going to ink this side, and then you're going to flip it over, and you're going to flip it over, and you're going to ink this side. You're going to make sure you did both sides on this one too, see? Because each one is going to be like a page, or it's going to be a page, so it needs to have ink all the way around. So I was going to put it on where we only had to do 3 pages and a pocket, but I think we'll do it this way to make it a little bit different. A lot of people do 3 pages and a pocket, so let's just make this one a little different. Now, before you glue it on the front of that larger folio part that we made, and then you're going to have to make another folio at least part the same size with the tab flipped down, at least one. But this top one, you're going to have to paper it before you glue this down on it. So don't forget, because we're not going to do that on here. Okay. Now I'll just grab a stencil that's close to the top. You wouldn't believe how many I have. I want a smaller pattern. What about this splatter. I'm going to use this one. Because it looks sort of like the pattern oh, for goodness sakes. I don't know what's wrong with that ring. Of the kind of splattery part. So we're going to get a brush. This is my Stormy Sky brush. And we're just going to go around and we're going to stencil it really quick. Now I go in a little farther than I need to. And I'm going to try not to stencil this wide part in the center, the gusseted area. Yeah, see, I like that pattern a lot. It doesn't really matter where you start or stop either, which is another good feature. Of course, if I'd have just used the long side, I wouldn't have had to worry about it, would I? Well, I would have at some point. Now you could use the dauber, because that's actually what it's for, is blending. That's why the thing gets so frazzled so quick when we use it for doing the edges, because that's not what it's made for. So let's see how good I did. Okay, there's a little bit of overlap right there, but and now you want to put this thicker part right along this line so your pattern goes right up to, but not over the line. And then you can just kind of have at it as long as you're careful and don't go past the edge of the stencil. So we're just stenciling along It's not very dark. Remember, you're only going to see about that much. Now we could, it made our lives easier if I was going to stencil the center. But I think I want to put something there. Oh, if I can put a paper there, then I do need it to be stenciled, don't I? And if I'm not going to put anything, I need it to be stenciled. Well, that is so true. So it looks like we're going to have to stencil that center part on both sides. And this is not a dark color, that's why I'm going over it twice to try to get it this darker shade. I'm not just doing it to be doing it. On these, on the sides, you want to have the edge out past the end of the folio. All right. This side, or one side, so this is where we're going to put glue. So we don't need to stencil there. We only need to stencil this inside one, which we can do while we're doing this side. So we're going to take, we might not paper it during this video because we may not have a scrap that we can use to paper it, if you know what I mean. So we'll see. And then again, once we get the papers on, we may like seeing the stenciling only. Okay. Yuck, that was a bad noise. That was like a nails on the chalkboard kind of noise. Okay, we're almost done. I just wanted to show you everything you have to do. Could have maybe stenciled it ahead of time or paused, but it doesn't really take that long. And when you're doing the, I will pause when we do the rest of the folio, you know, and do it off camera. But, and don't forget, if you want to see how to make the rest of this, this is coming out on Sunday. So on Monday, come back and I'll have my first video on how to do the rest of the folio. Because we're going to use this, so this part's not going to be in video number 1 in making the folio, and it's going to be the Beautiful Blues portfolio. And I will use the hashtag. Are we done? We are done. Okay. So on the front, we want to ink and glue this first one on. It's a nice color when it goes over the cream. It's not too dark and it's not too off of the color of this here. Thought I started on that side. Probably inked it twice. So, yeah, we can do the cover or the page number 1. You know what we'll do? We'll just do this part so it's not uneven when we're trying to lay it down. You know, we want to be able to lay it down flat when we're working on the inside pages. So we'll just put this on for now, and then we'll come back. I have it to where there's hardly any ink coming out, in case you're wondering. But I do put like a little bit extra in the corners because I want to be able to kind of slide it around a little bit. This is for the benefit of those of you who have not watched me before and you're wondering what is she doing and why isn't she gluing the center. But anyway, I put little blobs in the corner so that I can move it around. This is Fabri-Tac that I'm using. I use Fabri-Tac for everything. Okay, so you want to make sure you've got your top and your bottom, which at this point does not matter until you put it on. You see how I needed to slide that to make it even. It actually isn't even on the bottom, but and it looks like even though I put that all in the corner, then I can use just a teensy weensy little bit on the very pointy point. Of that corner. Okay. So that's going to be the cover with the raised up. Okay, that's going to be the top of the top cover. Then this part, I thought we would put a writing area on this side since it's the only full-size writing area that we'll have. And then maybe decorate this side. So I was thinking going ahead and using, not the one with the lines in it, using this side, which is the other half of the front page, back here. And then we can use some of our ephemera on here because we've got quite a bit of ephemera. So let's cut this. Now remember, this is rounded, so you're going to cut your paper back a little bit so you can see the rounded corners, and you'll see more stenciling that way. And then let's do that first, and then we'll be able to see our other rounded area. these two might be able to use as cards. Okay. That's our width. And that means let's show a little bit more of this stenciling. And this is a directional pattern. So we're going to have to make sure we put it on there right side up. Which, as you can see, this is going to be the top. So we're going to, yeah, we're going to decorate this one. No, we'll make this one the pocket one. And we'll decorate this back one that's smaller. Alright, so we'll put a pocket on this one, which is fine. Now, any of you that have watched me before, you'll know that I usually cut the kit papers in half, right along the line, instead of folding them in half, because I work on the paper and then I glue it in the book. If I don't murder everything by dropping everything, what in Sam Hill is going on? My grandma used to say the Sam Hill. Thought I would use grandma language during my video so I don't accidentally say something bad. Now, this has lines, but it has just a teensy weensy bit of writing on there. So some of them may be upside down. There's 3 different papers I used as backing papers. The other 2 are the grid papers. This one I used on a third of the pages when I printed out the kit. And then I don't remember. This one doesn't have a backing, so, and it's got the lines in it, so we're not going to be able to use it at all. Can't use it as a card because it doesn't have a backing on it. I just printed it for the extra lady. Not thinking about it might be using the other half as a card, since it was, oh no, it had the lines on it, so it didn't matter. Alright, pointy side up. To show off our stenciling. I was thinking of using a swirly thing, but they have kind of on here, and I wanted something to contrast it a little bit. Okay, so let's find something to make a pocket. Now, I'm going to look at this ephemera, wondering, I could maybe make a belly band, couldn't I, out of these 2? Oh wow, that's an hour. Holy moly, we're going to go way over an hour. So let's, oh, not quite. That would be pretty though, wouldn't it? Or we could just put one in the center and make a belly band. This is the bigger version of this one. Could use that. This is pretty. Yeah, we're going to have more than enough paper, that's for sure. So I'm just going to, this is a white line so I can see it. Some of the other kits you won't be able to see where the half is so well when you go to use them. There'll be tan in the center or something, you know. It makes it a little more difficult to see. Now I'm going to save the ones that are full-sized because we'll use them in the folio itself. Oh, we're going to make this into a belly band. What am I thinking? Alright, so I want to center it. Oh, that needs to. I'm going to cut it as wide as this little part right here. Oh, it doesn't matter because I'm gluing the thing on. You know what I mean? I'm gluing the thing on in the center. So I'm going to make it as wide, yeah, as these two larger ones. And then I can glue the picture in the center. Forgot how small it's going to be. It doesn't matter about the pattern, really. Because no matter what we do, it's going to be cut in half or something. I'm going to save this piece. Let's decide which one we're going to use. I think we'll use this one. Yeah, it won't be too bad because this topper is not going to be super difficult to make. The stenciling probably took up the most amount of time. Then we had the big intro, you know, to the, if you want to see a flip through of the entire kit, because I'm not going to do that once I start tomorrow making the folio, then you're going to have to go over to Mandy's YouTube channel and she's going to have a flip through uploaded there. It'll have been dated a couple days before the collab started. So I think today's the 3rd. So you're going to look for a video with the hashtag beautiful blues on the name of the video. It'll probably say something like beautiful blues flip through or some such thing. And don't forget, you can buy the kit, the full kit, obviously not the part kit, but the full kit, all 60 pages plus the 4 folio pages. It's got a little folio you can make in there. On her Etsy shop, and that's Sunflowers and Doors, and it's DORS, 1 O, not Sunflowers and Doors, but Sunflowers and Doors. I think that's the way it's pronounced. You know, it's upside down. That's why I like Fabri-Tac. Now, if that had been art glitter glue, you would have not been able to do that. You wouldn't have been able to slide it to make it straight either. And I don't mind that it isn't exactly in the center. That's fine. And we won't make the card for it. We don't have enough time. I'll make the card for it off camera. Which is the way I usually make cards. Just flat cards, you know. And you can stencil on the backs of the cards a little bit along the edge or something with this stencil. Even on the ones with the writing lines. Kind of tie the cards in with the rest of the folio and such. So now we're going to glue this on. You know what? This one needs to glue flat on a piece of paper because it's got this thin part where I had re-glued, put new glue on my scan and cut paper. There's a glue you can use called, yeah, I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, it comes like a marker, and it's glue. And if you put it on and it's white, or it's blue, I mean, a bluish white, and then when you if you use it when it's like that, it's permanent. If you wait until it dries and it's white or clear, then when you use it, it'll be like repositionable glue, which is just like tacky. You know, not fashionable, but tacky. Did I ink this? I don't think I did. I inked the other one. Because of the little white flowers, the scan and cut got a little creative. It thought the white part was a negative part, so it cut it in, which is fine with me. I think it made it kind of interesting. I call it creative cutting. With Fabri-Tac, if it starts to get thick, you can thin it with acetone or nail polish remover. You don't have to use 100% acetone. Okay, so we've got that on there. So we've got that one done. Then this one, we're going to use I think it's I think I was going to use this one because you've got the white area and it's kind of got lines in it. So, or you could have used this one. It's got lines and it's light enough to write on. But I like these flowers. We don't have that many pages to do. Only got 4. Sure, Mandy's is going to be fancier. She does real fancy stuff. But we're going to go for clean and modern. That's what we're going to go for. Minimalist. That's what I meant. Okay. So this is where this one is. So we're going to start here. And we're going to go like this. So then we want to cut it here for the width. And then we want to cut it here for the height. Whoa. Actually, we want to make it as tall as this one. Just a little bit taller than the line I made. Where did I make the line? Oh, right there. It was down farther than I thought. When I get done with this, I'm going to have my brunch, which is going to be an omelet. I ordered some Polish sausage from Walmart. Walmart will deliver groceries to me, so will Amazon. But with Walmart Plus, I don't have to pay a delivery fee of $9. With Amazon, I do have to pay a delivery fee unless it's $100 worth of groceries. And mine was, I think, 70 something. See, and that's how they get you. They get you to spend 25 more to save 6, which is their delivery fee. Or, yeah, I think that high of an order, it's 6. And then it's, no, I think it's 9 at the bottom up till 30, 35. Then the next one is $6 delivery fee. And then the next one is $3.99 or free something. I don't remember now. I stopped getting groceries from there as soon as I got Walmart Plus. That's only, well, for me, I'm disabled, so I get it for half price at, I think it's $5 a month. But that's only one delivery fee. If you get more stuff than that a month, which I'm sure you would, especially because you didn't have a minimum that you had to spend, you could order and get a package of hot dogs. How did I not cut the width? Did I mark it? I know I did. I marked it wrong. Okay, let me mark it. And since it's just a writing page, we'll let it dry. And then I'll cut it. We'll let the glue dry on the page and then I'll cut it. Otherwise, I'll get all that glue on the guard of my paper trimmer. Okay, so then we're going to do this last page, which flips up or over, and then we will do something that we can decorate on here. So let's go back and revisit these pages. So these are the pages we have left. I think this half is probably what we'll use. That one's really pretty, isn't it? And I'll probably put a word or two on here. Okay, because we've got some words that came with some little tags that have words on them. So let's go ahead and use this one. That's going to give us 4 pages, well, to use in next week's thing. Let's do it that way. Then we're always using the free papers to do the challenges, because next week's challenge, without telling you what it is smaller, so I won't need as much. Okay. Oh, no, that was right. So first I'm going to cut it in half. Now I've got this. And then we're going to start cutting on this one. Wasn't it this one? Yes. Yeah. It's so very pretty. And remember when you're, well, we'll go over it when we're doing the folio. Never mind. You don't have to remember anything. Except for you have to remember what part's going to be glued down, because you don't need to paper or do anything with this. It's going to be glued down, so when you're decorating it or papering it or whatever you want to call it, make sure it's folded flat this way. It just makes your life easier for as far as measuring your papers and such. Okay, and then what are we gonna put on it? You make sure your writing is right side up. Now it's just pretend writing, but it still looks like, you know, it's got descenders, and so like for a imaginary P or something, so you want that to go down. And this looks like a signature. It almost looks like Teri, T-E-R. Oh, that could be my name right there. So let's look at our ephemera. And I'm thinking this isn't the same as this one, is it? No. I'm thinking we could use the smaller version of this and put it with one of these. Like so. And then use some words and oh, I was going to use one of these. Let's make, now this dream and journey we're going to use on the very front when we do that. So, I wonder if I could use both of these. No, I think I want to make two different ones. I think I'm going to do it this way and this way, like so. And then we will use one of these little tags. Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to use those numbers. Not in this one anyway. And then we'll put this down here. Oh, I like this one. And though she be but little, she is fierce. I definitely like that. Especially because I'm only 4'10" and a half. And I feel like I am fierce. That's probably Temu messaging me. I'm not kidding. I get messages from them all the time. You know, why don't I just punch that hole out instead of inking it? There we go. Okay. Let's ink these. Then after this, all we have to do is the very front. Well, and glue that other page in. You know, do the whole thing pretty much. I really like these, and the Scan and Cut actually saw the edges. I was very surprised I didn't have to trace around it. The reason I keep mentioning this Scan and Cut is I use it for all my ephemera. I have difficulty with my hands, and I can't really cut out ephemera anymore. Not right now, anyway. I had surgery on my elbow in December. This is March. Or it will be March when you see this. It's not March right now. I'm going to do this just like I would a piece of paper or a page. You know what I mean. Paper for a page. So that I can kind of scooch it around a little bit. You know, if I put it down here, we're not going to see the roses anyway. So let's put it right here. That's about where I wanted it. I wanted it straight. Sorry about my phone. It was quiet this whole time. And now it's going nuts. Okay, and then we're going to put one here. This is my favorite image in the whole thing. Right there. The kit and everything. If we put this one over here like this, well, then you can see part of the flower, but it doesn't look right. So let's move it over like so. We'll move this one over. Okay, well, I could have used that frame being down a little bit more. Once again, the beauty of Fabri-Tac. Then if you need to, you can just use a glue eraser. And erase any glue that you have, like right up in here. Okay. There's a butterfly right there. So now it's on upside down. So we are going to have to put more glue on it. Well, this would have been a lot quicker if I hadn't had to redo stuff, huh? You know, the professional that I am. Normally things go much better in my videos. But because I love you guys. So I think I'm going to do it to where I can see the butterfly. So that means I'm going to want it over here. And then I'm going to put this one here. I think I'm going to put that one there. So we can see the butterfly. Means we want this in the middle. For goodness sakes. I wasn't going to put it in the middle. I was going to do it more like a collage. But, Before I erase any more of the glue, I'm gonna wait and see which area doesn't get covered up by these. Do that. And then do this. Okay, and we're going to put this here. Finally, now this is going to be like this when it opens. So you want to try to get it as close to even as you can. I cut this one a little smaller than that other one, but that's all right. Okay, so this is going to be glued down. So what's going to happen is it's going to open like this, and then it's going to open like this, okay? And then your cover will be behind here. Let's see if we can, what were we going to do? We were going to trim the width. Yeah, because the height is fine. What did I do with the width, man? Looks like I didn't even try to trim it. The glue is still a little tacky. Now, if you wanted to, if you're a lace kind of girl and you want to put lace on this, you can. Don't worry, you could put lace behind here. fact, I should have, because it would have made it whiter. Not wider, whiter. Okay. So let's put this on here. And then on here, we're going to trace the smaller one. We can put a little bit of ephemera on that page too, that writing page. We're going to, let me do this before I forget. You'd just like me to forget to do it. Very last thing. We're gonna draw how big it is on this, and we're gonna cut it out, but we're gonna cut it out just a smidge smaller. Not much. We don't want the edge to be floppy, but we don't want the chipboard to stick out either, or be visible really. So we're going to line it up as if we were going to cut it out the exact same size. So that would be this wide and this tall. And we're going to cut it just inside those lines and make it a little bit smaller. And we're going to glue this one onto here. This is a little bit smaller, so we're going to put the glue on here. And we'll glue this over this image and we'll be done. Now, to highlight it even further, we could have made this border a little bit smaller and put some craft paper behind it. That would have been pretty. Or we could have made this little flip out a little bit bigger, taken up a little bit more of the front. Okay. And we're going to glue this right on top of here. And it raises it up just a little bit, gives a little bit of dimension. Okay, so we're done with this. We've got our writing area. I'm going to put some ephemera up here, maybe a little bit down here. We're going to put our words here. Okay, and then we've got more ephemera, but we've got 3 more projects that we're going to be doing. A couple of them are a little bit small, so I'm going to save my little bitty ephemera for that, except for my 2 words. Oh, actually, I wanted to put these on the front. Put them right here. There was another word that ended in an E, and if you're cutting it out by hand, you'll have it, but my Scan and cut the E right off the end. I don't know why. She swallowed a fly. And these are like little Scrabble pieces. They have little numbers in the corner that represent the amount of points that they're worth in the game. So we want to keep this up on the raised up area. So I'm going to put the bottom one on first, and then I'm going to decide if I want to line this up even here or if I want to put it in the center there. I don't know yet. And I think she's really pretty with all the butterflies and all. Now you could take one of the butterflies and put it on the top and make it to where the wings come up. I might do that. I might come back and do that. I think I'm going to put it well, the lines are just a smidge off. So if I put it up here a little bit, you don't notice it as much, so that's what I'm going to do. Or I could line them up like that and just not put them right down next to each other. You know what I mean? I can line them up like this, like I wanted to. You know, I should have put chipboard behind these. So I'll do that off camera. I'm going to put a little piece of chipboard behind each one of those, and then they'll stand out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to let those dry. And I'll put a little piece of chipboard behind each one. I can't get them off my fingers. Okay. All right. So we're going to have the words Dream Journey here. And then it's going to flip open like this, and we'll have a card here. We'll have some ephemera here. And then this one's done. Okay? All right. Well, that's it for this long video. And I will see you tomorrow on Monday when my first video on making the rest of the folio comes out. Okay? All right, well, I will see you then, and thanks for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.